Hi everyone, it's me, Arielle, and it's Wednesday Warriors. And today I'm going to be talking about appreciating our bodies and things I do to appreciate my body. Embrace photography. I have long said that one of the things that helped me to be more comfortable in my own skin and recognize the beauty that I had was I took pictures of myself. And I know it sounds a little bit vain, but it was really the farthest thing from vain. I felt like I could look at them later and make myself pinpoint the nice things that I saw, the pretty things that I saw. And I think it helped with seeing myself healthfully and also with seeing myself properly, because I do think I had a very skewed perception years ago. Capture different emotions and different things. You can take pictures of yourself in different outfits. If you're into fashion, it can be really fun to take pictures of yourself, and you don't have to get anyone else involved if you're not a big fan of having your photo taken. These pictures are just for you. Look at yourself and say, this is me, and try to find photos that you really find beautiful. Don't look for negative things. Look for the positive. Wear things that make you feel good. This is just common sense. I have talked before about not whole outfits, but if you have a particular scarf that you really love wearing and it makes you feel comfortable and it makes you feel good, when you're having a particularly bad body day or just a bad day in general, to wear that scarf as part of your outfit just to make yourself feel better. Sometimes people have accessories like a hat or a scarf or a necklace, things that just make them feel better about themselves. Maybe you have a favorite pair of jeans that make you feel good every time you wear them. Knowing when to incorporate those feel-good items is really key. If you know that you're having a bad day or you recognize that you're struggling with body image, put on one of those things so that you take something back for yourself, and you also are having an active role in making yourself feel better. Give yourself compliments. This is one of the hardest things for people to do, but I think it's still a little easier to give yourself a compliment sometimes than it is to accept a compliment from someone else. I know several people who have a really difficult time with accepting compliments from others. I do know that it's easier to berate yourself and talk down to yourself than it is to give yourself lots of compliments. But even if it's just one compliment per day that you're working into your life that you haven't done before, that you don't typically do, it's a step in the right direction, and it really will help you feel better about your body. One thing you can do is put little post-its or notes onto the tags in your clothes so that when you get up in the morning and you get dressed for the day, you find a note on an article of clothing that says, "Hey beautiful," or "You're looking good today." And it might make you laugh because it might seem silly, but it's still serving the purpose of being positive. And it sort of takes away a little bit of the negative energy that getting dressed in the morning can have when you're dealing with body image or with depression even, or just feeling bad about yourself. It doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't be necessarily every article of clothing in your closet. It should be something that you do one day, put notes in various items of clothing so that when you do continue to get up and get dressed in the morning, you find them and you forget that they're there. You're just waking up in the morning ready to get dressed, and when you pull on that pair of pants or you grab that skirt, you might forget that you had clipped a note there. So it'll be fun to find it, and it'll be just a little bit of positive energy your way, and it's coming from you. Another little spin on this is if you were wearing something and you got a compliment. Someone said, that shirt looks really great on you. Then I would, on a little post-it, write in quotations, "This shirt looks really great on you," and then stick that to the article of clothing so that when you go to get dressed weeks later and you find it in your closet, the first thing you're going to see when you pick up that article of clothing is what someone last said to you when you wore it. So sort of be on the lookout when someone pays you a compliment. Write down, "You look great in that," in quotes. Tack it to the article of clothing for next time after you wash it. And it's just a nice little thing that you're giving yourself. It's a little gift, it's a little compliment, and you might feel better because you're not the one giving yourself the compliment. It was a compliment from someone else. And what you're doing is you're reminding yourself that someone paid you that compliment when you wore that article of clothing, but you're also giving yourself a boost. But you're also saying, I'm going to look this good again today when I put on this article of clothing again. Compliments are great things. Don't be afraid of them. I like to appreciate my body by wearing clothes that I think are fun and express my personality and make me feel good. I have a little bit of an old-fashioned style. I would say maybe like 20s, 30s, and 40s meets bohemian. So it's fun to sort of play around with what you want to represent to the world. And clothing isn't everything, and some people don't care about clothing, and that's fine. And it may not have anything to do with how you feel about your body, but it is something that really worked for me. Forget the scale. One thing that people with eating disorders especially get so focused on is the number, your weight, your clothing size, how many calories you're taking in. And I think it's very wise to forget about numbers, and specifically to forget about the scale. I know that there are many people who don't have an issue with the scale, and depending upon your eating disorder or your body image issues or your way of dealing with perfectionism, you may not have a problem with the scale. But there are significant numbers of people that do put too much stock in the scale, and they hold it in such high regard, and they really let it dictate their day and their week and their month, and it's very unhealthy. I think that you can appreciate your body by forgetting the scale, because what you're doing by forgetting the scale is defining your worth and your body's beauty in other terms. You're allowing yourself to be free of something that holds you down, and you're allowing yourself to find worth in yourself outside of a number. Dance. I think it's a really great idea to, at least some of the time, just dance for yourself, with yourself, all alone. Put on some music, and while you're taking a shower, or while you're getting ready to go out, or while you're just alone at night, after you've eaten dinner, just dance. Just have the music be around you and just hang out with yourself. I think moments of comfortability come from being at ease with yourself, and a lot of people underestimate the importance of being at ease with yourself. And I think that this silly little suggestion of dancing can help you become more at ease with yourself. I think a lot of people do this without realizing it, maybe, or they do it and they don't realize that it's a way that they're appreciating their bodies, but really you're just enjoying the moment. If it's one song or 5 minutes of you just being silly, you don't have to be in front of a mirror. You're just with yourself, and you're just having a good time. You're just enjoying the rhythm, you're enjoying the beat, you're enjoying the emotion that you're feeling within the music. And I think that really what you're doing is you're appreciating your body, because your body is moving, and your body is moving to something that you obviously find either fun or meaningful or happy. Be naked. I know so many people who don't even have eating disorders that are completely ill at ease when it comes to being naked. This can mean being naked with another person who is a significant other, or this can mean being naked just by themselves, being naked. And it's really silly if you just stop and think about it and sort of revert back in life and understand that clothes are constructs that we have created, and we wear them for obvious reasons, to keep warm or to look fashionable or to express ourselves, and obviously to cover up private parts of ourselves that we don't want the world at large to view. But being naked is not a bad thing, and it's not sinful when you're just at home. And I think a way to appreciate your body is to just let yourself be naked for 5 extra minutes than you normally would before you get dressed, or before you go to sleep at night, or when you wake up in the morning, or after you've shared a romantic moment with your significant other. I'm personally not ashamed of being naked when I'm in the comfort of my own home, because I'm comfortable with my body and I like my body and I feel good in my body and in my own skin. And I think being able to look at myself without any clothes on really has helped facilitate that self-love and that body love. And I think for a lot of people, being naked, even while they're alone, can be a really, really scary thing. And I think if it's not scary, it makes them feel awkward, it makes them feel uncomfortable. And I think this is a good way of sort of pushing the limit a little bit and realizing that it's not a big deal. And it's not a bad thing to not wear clothes for 5 extra minutes when you're completely alone, perfectly by yourself. Love what your body can do. And by that I mean appreciate what your body can do activity-wise. Appreciate that you have the ability to walk. Appreciate that you have the ability to be on your feet all day, the ability to run, the ability to exercise if you exercise, the ability to dance, the ability to do all these really amazing things. And I think maybe appreciating that your body, while it might not be perfect or while it might not look perfect to you, can do so many things that we take for granted. It's important to remember that our bodies are not just this shell that we walk around in like clothes. Our bodies are these vessels that hold our souls, but our bodies can move. Our bodies have energy, and it's cool. Recognize your individualism. Embrace your creativity, embrace your uniqueness. There's no other you in this entire world. You are the only you, and it sounds a little bit cheesy, but it's completely true. You are the only you. There is no other you out there. And by embracing that you are completely different and unlike anyone else on this earth, can help you appreciate your body, because your body is yours, it's no one else's, and you shouldn't look like anyone else because you're you. Nourish and enjoy. By this I just mean when you're eating, eat healthfully and happily and enjoy what you're putting in your mouth. I did a video a while ago called Dessert with an exclamation point, and it was on my own channel, and I did it in response to a viewer question, but it has so many good points in it because I'm talking about being able to actually eat something for enjoyment and how to work up to that and what it means and why it's healthy and why it's important. And I think a lot of people eat to exist, and we obviously do need to eat to exist, but there can be enjoyment in nourishing. And by allowing yourself to enjoy the nourishment, you're appreciating your body. You're giving yourself a gift. You're letting yourself enjoy and experience pleasure. And last but not least, if you can't do any of the things I've already mentioned, if you can't bring yourself to do any of them, at least do this. Do no harm by yourself. Don't harm yourself by restricting or binging or purging or cutting or harming yourself and your body in any way, because it's the only body you have. It's the only body you're ever going to have, and it's important to keep it healthy and keep it functioning, and you can appreciate your body by not harming it. If you can't do any of the other things, at least don't harm it. Your body deserves that, and you deserve that.